SMR Podcast Network. You should be listening.
What's going on, everybody? RWT Family SMR Podcast listeners, back with another edition of the Untitled AEW review show. I couldn't think of the name because it doesn't have one. What's going down? Anyway, of course, I'm here joined by the guy who, no matter what goes on, he's almost as consistent as I am, if not more so, and that is Travis the Walker Anderson. What's going down, bro?
Oh, thank you. I'll do what I can, man. But Moni Lynn may not be here, but we can still say, let's do this damn thing.
That's right. She's here in spirit. For those who live on the Cali side, all of a sudden heat just came our way, and no, not like some Baron Corbin heat, some like legitimate actual. It got hot. We went from yesterday of like a high of 87 to 93 out here in San Diego.
And to that I say, fuck all of you, because I'm over here in fucking North Carolina freezing my ass off.
I would kind of prefer that a little bit right now, but I don't know.
I would be more than glad to swap.
93. Anyway, so she's here in spirit. You know, just remember she would probably be doing the rewatch right now, so that's how it goes. But yeah, let's not waste too much time. Let's get into this. But I do want to mention last week AEW or NXT, I want to say won by like a little slim margin, couple thousand or something like that. This week AEW came back and bitch slapped them. Went back to normal. I saw that. So
yeah, I saw that, and I was very happy because I feel like this was the episode that deserved it. It's the better one that they've had over the past couple of weeks.
Absolutely, it was. I mean, I'm not going to say like considering how it started, but I mean, it did open up with a little video package. Cody's sitting there in this like awesome game chair that I wish I had, and he's just running down everybody in the TNT tournament. He's talking about, you know, how, what was it? He's at a handicap, like all these guys that they all have their own advantage. You know what I mean? They all have their own thing. They're all hungry. And that's what he wanted. He's like, now the question is who's hungriest? So they're going to see all that cool stuff happens. Of course, we get the awesome pairing of Chris Jericho and Tony Schiavone. That was great. There was an awesome Sammy Guevara promo. First off, like, the promo itself was great. Normally, Sammy's kind of like a geek. He's out there. He's just having fun. He's just saying some shit. He's sticking his tongue out. This one, he was serious. You know, he's like, you know, you beat me before, Darby Allin. That was a fluke. He's like, now I'm going to beat you. But the thing that kept just distracting the shit out of me is it looked like somebody went up to this guy's shirt with a fucking, like, hole punch and just went bananas. Did you not notice this guy's shirt that had 100,000 holes in it that looked like they did not belong there?
Well, after a couple of weeks ago when Moni... He just laughed at me for paying attention to wardrobes. I stopped.
This one bugged the hell out of me. I couldn't ignore it. But no, it was like, bro, get you a real shirt, man. But I love the guy. Whatever. Maybe, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. Then, of course, Darby Allin gets a little cool video package. Shot in black and white because that's how he does. And he vows to win the match. Then we go on to the opener, which is Darby Allin against Sammy Guevara. And hot damn, what a really good match. To start this thing out, Sammy attacks Darby Allin right as he's making his entrance. He's beating him all over the place. He's throwing him all around the ring. I mean, all around the outside of the ring, barricade to barricade. And then Sammy goes underneath the ring, and he grabs the most shoot ladder I've ever seen in my life. Okay, this ladder can be found on aisle 7 of Home Depot right now. Okay, it is a fucking 8-foot ladder or 6-foot ladder. It's made of fiberglass. Tony Schiavone said it was made of steel. It was not. Okay, I when I saw this thing, I said that's not gonna bend. Please tell me they're just gonna avoid it. That's not a breakable ladder. And what does Sammy do? He's praying to the Spanish gods. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. And then he says, I'm crazy. Fucking A, right? He's crazy. He launches, lands right on the legs of, like the lower half of Darby Allin. And you just see fucking Sammy's ribs just crunch on this ladder that has zero give. It didn't budge. It didn't bend. It didn't flex. The barricade fucking fell before the goddamn ladder moved. Okay, I swore Darby's ribs were broken. I swore Sammy's ribs were broken. I screamed in terror. I honest to God screamed in terror. It just, like, dude, we get most of the ladders we see in WWE, they look aluminum as fuck. They look like they may be made out of just fucking sheet metal. And when they bend, I'm not that surprised. But these fucking ladder, oh my Lord. It goes on. I don't know why Aubrey Edwards fucking rang the bell in this one. She fucking rings the bell. The match actually starts. They're beating the shit out of each other. All of a sudden, Darby has like Sammy up in the ropes, right? He's got his foot in like an ankle lock, and he's sitting on top of the turnbuckle, and Aubrey's counting 1. She's doing her job. Why in the hell did Darby Allin take 2 minutes to take Sammy's boot and sock off and didn't get counted out for getting off the rope, breaking the hold? She keeps counting and resetting. You're pulling a Nick Patrick, and I don't like it. Okay, so she does this, and what does Darby do? He just starts twisting the shit out of this ankle. Now, granted, for those who know, this is the ankle he messed up on the cruise, and he's kind of just been getting over it as of late. So, of course, he's cranking on it. He's wrenching on it. I want to say at one point he starts to bite it. So, then they go out, and this is the part where Chris Jericho is just the best fucking commentator in all of professional wrestling right now. They go to commercial, like, immediately when they come back, Darby Allin goes for a low pay, and he misses. And Tony Schiavone's like, oh yeah, low pay suicida. And so Jericho turns, and this is my guess because we didn't see it, but my guess is Jericho turns to Schiavone and says, do you know what suicida means in Spanish? And Schiavone replies with, I don't. What does it mean? I don't know, but it's probably something crazy. And I'm dead. I'm just dead. Because he then later on follows up with El Gato. That means cat. I know perfect Spanish. Just the greatest fucking commentator we have going right now. I don't care if he makes no sense at all or all the sense in the world. It's just fucking great. Sammy this match continues onward. It's awesome. It's really just a really good match. Super well put together. These guys beat the shit out of each other. They're super good at beating the crap out of each other. They're the modern day Jericho and Malenko. Or no, you know what? Maybe not Jericho and Malenko. Maybe, you know what? No, I like that. I like Jericho and Malenko. Anyway, so Sammy ends up hitting he hit the springboard cutter with one fucking foot. I thought that was great. He did get really short though, but he then ended up hitting a heel kick. I think the heel of Sammy's foot caught Darby's nose and kind of messed it up a little bit. He kind of just had a little bit of a bloody nose. Then he hit the 630, barely hits the 630. I really thought it was over. Darby gets the ropes, and then he hits his backpack stunner, does the Last Supper, which is just this cool like submission cradle pin for the win. Now, I was the first guy to say I wanted Sammy to be like the television champion, the TNT champion. He's out. As disappointed as I am, I'm not that disappointed because Darby's going to go. Darby to me And this is, you know what? This is crazy. I'm going to get some criticism for it. I'm going to get a lot of laughs for it. Darby Allin, to me, is a mixture of Tommy Dreamer and Sting if he was a midget. Like, everybody loves him like Sting. He's super lovable like Sting, but he just no care in the world for his body like Tommy Dreamer. But again, he's half both of their sides. So
I can definitely see what you're saying about that. But one of my favorite parts, I don't know the last time I've seen a show, any wrestling show, where the opening match was my match of the night.
Right? Last time I saw one was a WCW show.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God. That freaking springboard cutter was great. Even Darby goes for the coffin drop, but then Sammy just catches him and just drops him.
It was great.
Darby just turns around and like counters the knee, and then it's like a GTS.
Yeah, it's inverted-ish.
Yeah. And then he just like switches, and then that's how he got the pin. Rolled him up. It's like he went for a figure four, but then instead of laying back, he went forward and pinned him. It was crazy. It was great.
It is an interesting submission pin. I like it.
Yes, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. The entire match, beginning to end, and even before the match even started, it was great. Sammy got his payback on Darby from, I think, what was it, Revolution, when Sammy comes out and Darby just like attacks.
Yeah, that was Revolution. Yeah, when he got rushed.
Yeah. It was just great, top to bottom. I can honestly say that I am now a Sammy fan.
Hey!
I told you there's progress, but this one really, really put it over the top for me. I've always hated that motherfucker, but now I really like him. He looks good. He's gotten so much better since the first time I saw him. So now, if only I can get that way with Matt Riddle.
You know what it is with Matt? Matt Riddle's one of those guys, you gotta watch his, like, hard-hitting matches. These blood sport matches where he's in there just, him and Minoru Suzuki are, like, just beating the bricks off each other kind of shit. I'll find some stuff. I'll send you something. I'll make you a Matt Riddle fan within time. I know I said Guerrero. I know I said Jericho and Malenko. Now that I'm thinking about it and I continuously do it, Guerrero and Malenko. That works way better because that's how well these guys mesh. So we get Broken Matt Hardy cutting a promo. He's in the Hardy compound. He says that, Jericho never responded to his challenge, lay hold of the ass, or Chris of the Jerichos. I laughed when he said that. I love his whole thing. Like, this thing is awesome. He continues to do the whole Broken Matt Hardy with what's the name? Dominus or something? I can't remember. Damascus, thank you. So he's as Damascus. He's like, oh, maybe this entity is too powerful for you. And then he switches to Matt Hardy all of a sudden just like that. I'm like, what the fuck? But whatever. It works, I guess. And he just, tells him, like, you challenge me. I've known Jericho for like 20 years. He says, but, the Elite are my friends. I got their back. And AEW is not a platform for Jericho. It's a platform for the youth. It's a platform for the guys that are the future, and we're here to help them, make it shine and all that shit. Then he then says that but Guevara actually challenged him. So he says that it's accepted and he will kick his ass. Because, everybody likes to say ass a bunch of times. I enjoyed this promo. I thought it was great. I wish I wrote it down word for word, though.
Well, here's the thing. He invited Sammy to the compound to have the match.
There you go. That's what it was.
Yeah, so that makes me excited for that. Also, there's like a little Easter egg in there that made me so fucking happy. The lawnmower.
Senor Benjamin.
Yeah, the mower of lawns. That had a little shout out there with that in the background. But oh god, I loved it. Matt Hardy is fucking great. I love this broken gimmick.
I'm not gonna lie. When he first started, I was like, eh. And now he's starting to get back to that broken Matt Hardy that got so over in TNA or in Impact, I should say, and probably one of the only things that was over in Impact for a while. But then we get Kenny Omega against this Alan Angels guy. Jericho just absolutely shines on commentary for this one, saying that this Alan Angels is going to need some angels if he wants any hope against Kenny Omega. I'm already laughing. He's just like killing this dude. I want to say there was a, I want to say just a little bit before this, we did get the Taz thing. And, you know, Taz was talking about Kenny Omega's moves. And I loved it.
I want this every week.
Oh, you're going to get it. Taz got nothing better to do.
I want it for every episode for the unseeable future.
Yeah.
Even beyond God Almighty. I know you're loving it.
Oh, this is great. This is great. And I mean, the thing is especially with Kenny, he didn't even talk about the One Winged Angel. So he left it open to go back and do the finisher, which is brilliant in my mind.
Yes. It's so great that like you never see. I don't think I've ever seen it done except for like if somebody had a podcast or a YouTube show where they broke down a wrestling move.
And those are to see it, far and far between.
Yeah, the way they do it, oh man, it was great. I love it. I cannot wait to see them do that for like every talent that they have.
Yeah, Taz is the perfect guy. The perfect guy for this. And I'm so glad they're having him do it, not making him do it, having him do it. Anyway, I'm getting back to this match. This Alan Angels guy, we're not expecting him to get anything, but if anybody knows Omega at all, Omega gives everybody a little something. Now, granted, this guy got no visual pinfalls over Kenny Omega, which is perfect, but he did get a little bit of offense, you know. Kenny's not exactly cocky, but he's in there just going through the motions, I would say. You know, homeboy Angels lands a couple of kicks. There was the whole, we swept the rug out from underneath you with the apron thing. I thought that was kind of cool. And then it gets towards the end. This guy hits like a springboard. Kenny gets up. He's like, no, fuck all this shit. And he hits a Snapdragon and a V-trigger. And then Angels kicks out. And Kenny's like, motherfucker, do you know who I am? And he just fucking kills this poor fucker with a V-trigger and pins him like the cocky sumbitch he is. And I'm like, bro, I don't know if it's leaning towards a cockiness kind of Kenny Omega. I would love for it to be like a cocky Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? It works well with Hangman being a cocky sumbitch in his own right. You know what I mean? I like this. I love how he killed Homeboy. Dude didn't look like the worst guy ever. Hell, I think that guy could be signed and do decent with anybody else. Granted, I don't remember his name. His fucking brain exploded on the V-trigger, but hey.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm going to just blame you, I guess. But I'm starting to be okay with some squash matches.
There are key elements to squash matches that is a professional wrestling like what do I want to say? It's a staple. Not all squash matches are great, but the ones that are legitimately can make a show.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I'm okay with it. You know, but I stick to my guns when it comes to freaking Lance Archer and Marco Stunt.
Yeah, no, I
Fuck that.
was the same way. That's
Yeah.
asinine. That's stupid. In that instance, like how they now to foreshadow what's going to happen later, but Brody Lee against whoever the fuck he took on, like some dude. You don't have to kill one of your guys that's in a faction that people like. You just fucking kill a dude. Especially considering the fact there's a bunch of indie talent that would love the paycheck right now that you have that you can afford. So we get a Scorpio Sky video package. I was always a little curious of Scorpio Sky. I never really knew how this guy just came about. And he talks about, always wanted to be a wrestler. He knew from when he was a kid. He didn't know how he got into wrestling. Wrestling was always around. Everybody was watch wrestling. Everybody talked about wrestling. He knew from a young age he wanted to be a wrestler. Well, at about 2008 or 2009, he had a serious back injury where he had actually said, I believe his like L2 disc space had collapsed, which is, if I'm not mistaken, that pretty much means that he was bone on bone in his L2, which is right attaching your almost your lower back to your upper back. So it's pretty low. And that's a big fucking injury because you move around a lot. So, or actually, I don't know. I'm not a goddamn doctor. All I know is it's your motherfucking spine, motherfucker. And that's a big ass deal. So he got hurt, but he says he doesn't believe in miracles. One day he woke up and it just didn't hurt as much. The next day, it didn't hurt as much, even more so. So then he decided, I'm going to get back into wrestling because that's what he always wanted to do. He was hoping for his big break, and don't know how he got, probably all through Ring of Honor, but in 2017, SCU was formed, and we've seen the rise of Scorpio Sky ever since. So, any thoughts on this cat's promo and how bad his back could have been, and why in the hell is he taking bumps for a living if his back was that bad?
Yeah, for real. Now see, okay, I had to actually talk to a buddy at work about pretty much this earlier today. He was bitching and complaining about majority of the show being video packages. And I'm like, this is what AEW
We're in a fucking pandemic, bro. What do you want?
Well, I mean, for one, I explained to him, look, they only have limited content to last and stretch through May.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta fill it somehow. But at the same time, this is perfect timing to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, just like you said, you always wanted to know about Scorpio Sky.
Right? There you go.
So, there it is. Now, granted, on SmackDown, they're doing it for Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, because we know we haven't seen Jeff Hardy fucking all the time since 1997.
Exactly. So, but there's so many people on here, just even like me, I don't know much about him. I didn't know anything about Sammy or many of the others. So between video packages like this where you get to know the talent, that's where you can really start to build even greater character work and get that fan base. Then you have the Taz segment where you can break down on the wrestling moves and everything. It's perfect. It's great. And you get some hell of great matches in between.
Oh, agreed. I mean, but going back to the Taz thing, tell me somebody who, I'm an MMA fan. For those who are MMA fans, tell me you wouldn't see this move breakdown and want to be just a little bit more intrigued about how, say, Kenny Omega does his transition, does his, transition step as the drop knee, as some call it, the transition step as we know it in wrestling, to go to set up for the Snapdragon. Stuff like that, makes me oh, what the this is fucking, well, let me see this motherfucker do that, It's just something for everybody.
Right, and they're putting over the talent like fucking crazy. And it's just great. It's great. And I appreciate these video packages. And yeah, we get some like little corny fun ones like the Bubbly Bunch. But at the same time, we get these great ones about Scorpio Sky.
Yeah.
It makes me just like how Kenny Killa, you know, he interviewed Selena Vega. I didn't know that I think it was her father, died in 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Right. So it's these stories of the talent that we're getting to see and get to know and have that connection with them, or build that investment in them. And it's fucking great. And I mean, ever since Scorpio Sky, he had that title match against Jericho. I'm like, damn, this guy's really fucking good. And now seeing this, it makes me invest in him even more, and I fucking love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. You get this awesome package, you get a little sympathy for the guy considering his back injury. Then you realize that when he got his big break, he teamed with probably one of the best tag teams around for a while, and he's getting more of the love than they are. And they were stars, like big stars. So it's like, yeah, dude, you got your big break in a big way.
Exactly.
And
we get more of it next week.
That we do. We get a cool little video that came from the road to, it's Dustin Rhodes. He's leaving a voicemail on Cody's thing. He's like, yeah, I'm 50-something years old. I've been doing this for a long time. I feel like it's time for me to make history. Winning this TNT title, means a lot. And so if I don't, then I'm going to retire. Like, if I lose tonight, then I'm going to retire. So it's like, oh, poor guy, don't retire. We get a cool little commercial hyping up Being the Elite episode 200, which I believe it's already up on YouTube now. And I want to say it included the brother versus brother one-on-one beat the crap out of each other in your house match. That was, I don't know, it looked cool from the highlights I saw. Then we get Orange Cassidy against Jimmy Havoc. I can already hear Moni screaming, Jimmy Havoc replied to me. And the whole everything. She's going to kill me for that later, but that's fine. You know what? This goddamn thing, did it need to go like 10 minutes? It went like 10 minutes, I think. It felt like 20. I don't know how long it went. All I know is this match was basically Jimmy's beating the dog shit out of Orange Cassidy. He's beating him with his jacket, just hitting him with DVD, getting him in an armbar. All of a sudden, finally, Orange Cassidy comes back, calls him a freshly, Jericho calls him a freshly squeezed idiot. He hits a crossbody. There's a swing DDT. There was a splash. All of a sudden, Penelope Ford jumps on the apron. Chuck Taylor tries to pull her down, but instead, she does the splits. Sabian does it like a tope over the top, wiping him out. And Cassidy ends up getting like this cool roll-up victory against Jimmy Havoc, but then they just start beating the shit out of him. He gets killed with this short brain buster, and Taylor and Trent jump in to make the save all fucking late. And so, maybe that'll be like a multiple person match thing in the meantime. But these guys cut a promo later that I thought was hilarious. So, any thoughts on this, whatever you want to call this match?
My expectations were too high.
Mm-hmm.
I was really, I said it last week, I was looking so forward to this match, and it didn't go any way that I was hoping it would go. Now, granted, Orange Cassidy got the win, so that made me happy. Sorry, Moni, but I like Orange Cassidy.
We like us some freshly squeezed.
But yeah, no, I was expecting more. I was expecting more from Orange Cassidy. Um, it just didn't go as planned. Now, there was one part that just had me dying laughing. Was Jimmy Havoc slings Orange Cassidy up against the ring post and goes for a chop. He bends down, misses it. He chops his back, leans up, and Jimmy just like pokes him in the eye. Then you got Chris Jericho on commentary and go whoop 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 whoop, like fucking
doing the
Three
whole
Stooges.
Three Stooges. Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was pretty great. But that was probably my highlight of the match.
Yeah, it was not too shabby, but
I mean, it wasn't bad, but like I said, my expectations were much higher.
I think that's why I'm so disappointed too, because I'm always hoping something good out of Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc's not a bad wrestler. It's like this just didn't work. So whatever. But we do get the MJF promo. Okay, he had disclosed that he had a possible career-threatening injury, and he's in his he calls his rat's house in Cape Cod. Apparently, it's not one he loves. He says that he suffered probably one of the worst injuries of his life, and it's a hangnail. He got it while gambling on Dynamite. He says it's life-threatening and may need surgery. They pull back to reveal that he's in a sling, but he vows to return and win the AEW championship. And I'm like, this guy right here, this guy is great.
Absolutely. Fucking hell. Well, my wife, when I'm watching wrestling, she usually is like, okay, wrestling's on, I'm going to the other room. But this time she decided she was just gonna sit there and doodle. But every once in a while she would like look up.
Yeah.
And just to look at the TV, rest her neck or whatever. And she would look up at the most oddest times. And this was one of those odd times. He's got a serious injury and it's a hangnail. And then the other time she looks up and it's the Bubbly Bunch and it's like, what the fuck? She's like, and this is your favorite wrestling promotion? Why? I'm like, because it's fucking great. You don't understand. MJF is the shit, and that was amazing.
You would never understand me. Oh, exactly. They learned the hard way. They learned the hard way. My wife, honestly, does not. She watches the retro shows when I do like Retro Raw, Nitro. She surprisingly gets more into the Retro Nitro than the Retro Raw because she's just like, okay, I can't understand half these why is everybody a character? I'm like, I don't know. That's just how it was in WWF in the 90s, okay? Everybody was a character. But she got more into the WCW side of it all. So it's she likes to make fun of Ric Flair. She doesn't understand why the guy gets so crazy. She's like, why is he so out of his mind? I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know, but it's great. She's like, why do you think it's great? I'm like, look at it. It's great. She's like, I don't get it. I still remember the first couple times she always was like, is that Charlotte? And I'm like, no, that's not Charlotte. That is her dad. Anyways. So we get Wardlow against Lee Johnson. Wardlow kills the guy. I think Homeboy got a drop kick. There was a couple of suplexes. He just kills this dude with a knee. He had him like chilling in the corner and then just dropped him. Fucking kneed him right in the face. And then he hits this, I guess they call it the F10 or the airplane spin. He just launches this fucker and could give a shit where he lands. And then just pins him like an ass bag. And then not only that, he screams like a banshee. I'm like, whoa, Jesus. I was scared. I tinkled a little.
I think he scared Jericho a little bit, too.
I believe it. It was a big, loud roar. So then we get a Brody Lee video, and it's the dark... It's more of like a promo video for him, and then we get a Dark Order, a hopeful. All of a sudden, it's doing like this somatic thing. He's listening to his girlfriend's voicemail. Samantha, she broke up with him. He got injured playing college football. He was a Heisman hopeful, and now this is where he is. So he goes to the Dark Order website and he fills out an application, and well, surprisingly, he ends up in a meeting with Brody Lee, who's somewhat kind of playing Vince McMahon again. And he's, asking him, oh, how tall are you? 6'2". How much you weigh? Oh, about, 240. Oh, you played college football, didn't you? Oh, yeah, sure did. It's like, oh. So, welcome to your new home. And he just gives this guy a mask. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, you're totally Vince, bro. Big, tall guy. You played football. Sign him. Another squash match. Brody Lee kills this dude. At least he didn't tease his sister Abigail before hitting the discus clothesline. I'll give him that.
At this point, honestly, I have no comment on fucking Brody Lee. It's just pissing me off too much.
I don't see why they decided to make him the exalted one.
Like I said, I argued this so many times with Butcher. Butcher said it's going to be him, and it would be gold. It would be great, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you're fucking wrong. Yeah. Listen to me. He wouldn't listen to me. I was fucking right. It should have been Matt Hardy.
Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the difference right now?
Exactly. That's my point. That's why it got me pissed off and bowed up. Because, now, don't get me wrong. The jabs that they did to WWE in the beginning was great. Yeah. Like Cody coming out with the throne breaker.
Yeah.
All those other little jabs. That was fine. But this is too much.
Oh, yeah. Every time he plays Vince.
Yeah. No. Fuck it. I'm over it. I'm done with it. I hate it.
Yeah. I'm pretty damn sick of it myself, dude. It's gotten to the point of foolish. He kills this Justin Law guy. No big deal. He then stares down Marco's stunt. And I'm like, great. Apparently they're going to have a fucking match soon. So then we go to the back and Trent is back there and they're having this whole promo thing. And he's like, oh, you want to come in? You want to mess up my friend Orange Cassidy's match? So I don't like it. And he tells him, he's like, you see Trent right here? He's silent. When you know what happens when he's silent? People die. And he just walks away. And I'm like, fuck, goddamn, Chucky, calm down. Jesus. He's just out of his mind. Orange Cassidy looks like the coolest guy in the room who just lost. And Trent looks like the guy who's just going to kill you and hold you really close to his hairy chest when he does. So, hey, whatever. I didn't mind it. But then we get told that we get Brody Lee against Marco Stunt next week. I don't know why. And then a double main event of both of the semifinal matches for next week. Then we get the Bubbly Bunch. And this one, not as good as last week, but still not too bad. Sammy's kind of bummed out. He's like, this, I'm not really digging it. I kind of was hoping Hager was going to beat Moxley and bring the title back. And they're like, you know what, man? Let's do a flim flam. They're like, yeah, let's all do a flim flam. Everybody's all jammed up. I don't want to do a flim flam. And then Jericho's like, if you do a flim flam, the winner will get this hand sanitizer. Oh, hand sanitizer? Why didn't you say so? This fucking guy jumps off whatever fucking workout equipment he's on, and they all do the same dance. And then it's Sammy's turn, right? Well, this guy's a fucking athlete, and he can do flips and shit. So he starts breakdancing, doing all kinds of flips. And then he just, at the end, he poses like he does in the ring with his tongue all out. And then we cut to Jericho, and he's just absolutely fucking pissed off that this guy outshowed him. He's like, why'd you have to show off, Sammy, you stupid idiot? Here's your stupid hand sanitizer, and he throws it at the tablet. I'm just laughing my ass off. It was not as funny as, where's the toilet paper? I need some toilet paper. Not as funny, but it's very good videos. I will say that. They're very entertaining.
Yeah, I liked it. I like this one better than last week.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Hey, the little TikTok shout out was funny. And probably I enjoyed it more because I was laughing at my wife just looking at the TV like, what the fuck are you watching?
Don't ask questions. Just love me.
Much. But it was funny as hell. I liked it.
I thought it was really good. We get a hype video for both Dustin and Kip Sabian. And then that is going to be the match that we get next. Kip Sabian versus Dustin Rhodes. And I feel like if you know, like Jimmy Havoc went too long, I felt like this one didn't go long enough. But I enjoyed it. It looked like Sabian was on the offensive for a long time. Rhodes is just selling his ass off. He's getting PK'd. He's getting his leg worked over. There was a big knee to the chest and then a lariat that would turn into a near fall. All of a sudden, Dustin Rhodes comes back, hits a bunch of his signature spots, including a power slam, which Tony Schiavone refuses to call a power slam. He must call it a power bomb just to fucking infuriate me. Sabian cuts off Rhodes and then he hits his DDT. That was another near fall. There was the series of punches from the mount. That's when Aubrey Edwards jumped on. My whole thing is I'm like, you're jumping on this guy to pull him off when he's on top of him because you don't want him to break the 5 count and get disqualified. But you didn't give 2 shits about fucking Darby Allin taking off Sammy's boot.
He did. She didn't give 2 fucks about Jimmy biting the fuck out of.
Well, that's Jimmy. I can't say shit about that.
Well, yeah, but
it's just Jimmy Havoc for you.
Yeah, I know, but she's like, if you do that again, I'm going to disqualify you. 5 seconds later, bites the other hand.
She's like, God damn it, you weren't supposed to do that. But no, she's very Nick Patrick in this one. But it goes back and forth. There's the rep distraction. All of a sudden, Penelope, before it comes in the ring, Brandy's like, no, motherfucker. And she hits this spear. Not too bad looking. And then Dustin is able to get to his feet. He hits the code red, a.k.a. the, the fucking Canadian Destroyer for the win. And he celebrates with his sister-in-law in the ring. As the show goes off the air, Tony Schiavone says that Tony Khan just told him in his ear that it'll be Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc against the Best Friends next week in an ODQ match. So, I'm like, oh, so next week already looking a little extra interesting. So, any thoughts on this main event and Dustin moving on to now take on Lance Archer?
Well, the whole stipulation of if he loses, he retires.
That's right. And he did not lose.
It makes me laugh because it makes me think of that stipulation I made for me and you if we lost that tag team trivia thing.
Oh yeah, that you wouldn't do trivia anymore?
I wouldn't do Iron Bank.
That's right, Iron Bank, that's right.
Now, I'm like, it's funny because, like, hey, you know that I'm going to lose. So what's the point in making a stipulation? Right. And that's how I felt about this is why you know good and damn well he is not going to retire for no audience. Yeah. His last match is not going to be in an empty arena.
Oh, yeah, against Kip Sabian.
So that kind of like already ruined it for me. I knew he was going to win. So now, granted, it could have been different if he said if he loses, if he does not win the tournament.
Yes.
If he said that would have been different.
That would have actually made sense.
Right. So if he loses the tournament, and that would like okay, so he's gonna make it. He's gonna act. Is he gonna actually beat Lance Archer? that would make me more invested in it.
Yeah.
But he just said for this one match. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna win, and then you're gonna lose next week or whenever that match is. I'm like, all right, whatever. But you said that it didn't go long enough. I think it actually went just right though.
I mean, one man's opinion.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it was a good match, and it just amazes me. At 51 years old, he's still fucking killing it, and better than ever before.
I'm not sure about better than ever before. Like I said, I've been seeing some shit on Raw that he just looks like $1 million, and you can definitely see that he's just gotten better with age, especially now. Yeah, he's easily one of the better workers in AEW. Regardless of age,
right?
So
he's just great. I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's getting the spotlight that he deserves. I'm glad he's not made out to be a fucking joke, and it just makes me happy for him,
as it does for me. So, with that being said, that is it for this. Another edition of the Untitled AEW show is in the books. I rather enjoyed this show. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we got a butt ton of fucking video packages, but again, what in the fuck do you people expect, man? Do you really expect to have 6 matches on a 2-hour show? I don't. But it's not like, now, when putting it like that, if this was WWE, would you, like, the more video packages, yeah, I would understand. Like, I'm going to blow my fucking brains out. You show me another goddamn shitty video package. These are actually really good.
Exactly.
So, anyway, all right. So, continue onward with the exit. Trav, hit him with some plugs so we can get on out of here.
All right. So, I actually woke up in time and did Max. It was a pretty good show. We discussed, the horrible Nia Jax botch.
I loved your guys' convo on that, and I can't believe fucking Dave actually defended her.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I kind of defended her too.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be fair. But if you want to check out that conversation, check out Max. Also, believe it or not, me and Dazzy both watched Impact and enjoyed the hell out of it.
No way.
It was good enough that we're excited to tune in next week.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, speaking of Max Wrestling, it has been brought to my attention that you have not responded to Michael Larkin.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
So, what are your thoughts on that message he sent you a couple of weeks ago?
Oh, Lord. Okay, I will give an official response in the coming days, but to keep it short, somewhat sweet, bro, you're telling the wrong guy to just come at you. You saw what happened to this man that's on the call with me for right now. You saw what happened to him when the personas appeared. The Crippler did not exactly get the job done, but he definitely showed you that the promo game is there. And then we saw just one fucking shot of El Jefe, and the whole world shook for a minute. So, you know what I mean? Watch your... I wanted to try to say something like fucking catchy, but I couldn't think of it. I want to say don't bite the hand that feeds you, but I don't feed you. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. There you go. That's a good one.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll have a way better response.
With that being said, fuck Mike Larkin.
Hey, all right.
And I took his promo title. Now I'm after another title of his, the podcast machine, because I'm also doing this. I'm doing the NXT review with Mo and the Dead Men. We're about to do Bash at the Beach. I'm doing Max, and apparently next week I'm going to be on Joker's Club.
Joker's Club.
So check me out there. If you want the links, just find me on Twitter, Walker_TA92, or Facebook, Travis the Walker Anderson.
Simple stuff. Appreciate you, Trav. Make sure you're following us on all platforms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at SMRPodnet, everywhere. Make sure you're checking out anchor.fm/SMRPodnet and soundcloud.com/SmartMark Radio. Two easiest places to find all your favorite Smart Mark Radio episodes. Make sure you're checking out the link tree, linktr.ee/SmartMarkRadio. It gives you links everywhere, to everybody's social media, to the YouTube page that has all kinds of great stuff like the Quarantine Cookout, past episodes of the Retro Rewind in video form, and a few other things. Again, gaming content is going to be going up soon, more Quarantine Cookout going up soon. Finally, the fucking debut of the After Dark show is going up there. It is like multiple weeks late. We are going to put it up, hope for a good response. If the response is good enough, we might just do another edition of After Dark. Mo and Moni's After Dark at the moment. We'll see who wants to come on and do that whole thing. But again, check all of it out. All of it's going to be dropping all this weekend. There's going to be a bunch of videos on the YouTube page by Monday. Make sure you're checking that out. Make sure you're checking out Trav doing the Max Show, doing the Jokers podcast. Make sure you're checking out our man Andre Corbeil, Wrestling with Wrestling. Check his stuff out. Like, subscribe, do his whole gimmick. Same thing with Max. Check everybody the motherfucker out. Promo League is heating up. Michael Larkin's chomping at the bit for next year to go down. He wants it to be a fucking... he wants to go against Big Money Mo Belts. Because that's what I plan to be by next year. I plan to be promo, knowledge, and fuck it, predictions champion. I plan to own every goddamn belt Max has, and you know what I'm gonna do? When I make my 1 year reign complete for the knowledge championship, I'm gonna do what Hulk Hogan did to Big Goldie. I'm gonna grab a big old can of spray paint and I'm gonna write NWO. But for me, it's gonna say SMR. And I'm going to make my beard all fucking cool like Hollywood Hogan and shit. Anyway, so with that being said, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm falling asleep. This guy needs to get some rest. We will be back to do the NXT show. Make sure you checked out the Retro show. That's right. It's Bash the Beats. The reveal is finally here. The anticipation is no more. Who is the third man 23 years later? But it's okay. We're going to review it anyway, and you're going to fucking love it. And with all that, we're going to get on out of here. Trav, again, I appreciate you. We'll catch y'all around the bend. Peace out.
Watch out, Larkin. El Jefe lives.
Ooh, love it.
SMR Podcast Network. You should be listening.